Respected co-sadhakas, let us study Shastras together. Today also, whole day, making it convenient. Whatever we feel like strongly, that we can make it convenient. That special privilege or opportunity or blessings the Lord has given, knowingly or unknowingly, by giving value, importance to something other than the Lord. We made that life to be convenient to us. Accordingly, always this spiritual life appears to me inconvenient only. Recognizing this principle and possibility, those whoever are making it convenient for themselves, the spiritual practices, it becomes convenient and it starts giving rewards also. Always the first rewards are intellectual understandings. They themselves remove a lot of unnecessary holds on the world which were giving only the dukkha. When this intellectual understanding about what is truth and truth, after that, when we travel toward the truth for experience, as the experience starts happening, all the delusory miseries, delusory misdoings, they start ending. So, in today's class also, we'll study Taittiriya Upanishad, we'll study our Yoga Darshanam, Mundaka Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam Dashamadvadasha Skandhas, and our Adhyatma Ramayanam, and also the Lalita Trishati. So may our efforts in this direction be purely egoless, selfless, sincere, serious. May we grow in these things day by day, again by the grace of God and Guru, and may they bless us to succeed in this endeavor for first our own liberation, mukti through Atmanubhava. Thereafter, may we become instruments in the hands of the Lord in serving the Sanatana Dharma. Let us start like every day. And today in our chantings, we will be first time experimenting the chanting of Aruna Prashna. It is new to me also. We will see whether we can do without the chanting mistakes or swara mistakes. Let us give a chance. Start. Om. 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 Om Sahanavavadu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsarusibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. Om Sarvo Vaplavarahitah Prajnanaghanah Pratyagarbha Brahmaivahamasme Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim Jadatputra Parasharancha Vyasam Shukam Gaudavadam Mahandam Govinda Yogendra Mathasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Mathasya Padma Padam Chastamalakam Cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakaramanyana अस्मद्गुरोन् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ओमा ब्रह्मलोकादाशेषादालोकलोकपर्वतात् ये वसन्ति द्विजा देवाः तेभ्यो नित्यं नमो नमः। ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। भवयेव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भव शङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम्। ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमादो अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृतकङ्कणबद्धसमस्तसाधकभक्तसेवकोपासकसंस्थापकानां विघ्नशत्रुनिर्मूलनद्वारा समस्त आयुरारोग्यक्षेमस्थैर्यशक्तीनां सम्पदानां सानुकूलितानां सिद्धिद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये दिग्विजयप्राप्त्यर्थं विश्वशान्तिकल्याणार्थम् अस्माकं साधकानामपि दीर्घायुरारोग्यादिप्राप्तिद्वारा शास्त्राध्ययन योग्यता प्राप्त्यर्थं श्री अरुण प्रश्नस्य पारायणं तदनन्तरं श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ श्री अरुण प्रश्नः तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकम्। ओम अरुण प्रश्नः विल chant 1 to up to 5 we will do today. I think this much we can do. Daily 5 do, it is done. ओम अथ अरुण प्रश्नः तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकम्। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। आपामापामपः सर्वाः अस्मादस्मादितो मुतः अग्निर्वायुश्च सूर्यश्च सहसञ्च स्करर्धिया वायुवश्वारश्मिपतयः मरीच्यात्मानो अद्रुहः देवीर्भुवनसुवरीः पुत्रवत्वाय मे सुत महानाम्नीर्महामानाः महसो महसस्वः देवीः पर्जन्यसुवरीः पुत्रवत्वाय मे सुत अपाश्नुष्मिमपारक्षः अपाश्नुष्णिमपारघम् अपाग्रामपचावर्तिम् अपदेवीरितोहित वज्रं देवीरजितागश्च भुवनं देवसुवरीः आदित्यानदितिं देवीं योनिरोर्ध्वमुदिशत शत शिवानः शन्तमा भवन्तो दिव्या आप ओषधयः सुमृळिका सरस्वती माते व्योम सन्दृशे स्मृतिः प्रत्यक्षमैतिह्यम् अनुमानश्चतुष्टयम् एतैरादित्यमण्डलो सर्वैरेव विधास्यते सूर्यो मरीचिमा दत्ते सर्वस्माद्भुवनादधे तस्याः पाकविशेषेण स्मृतं कालविशेषणं नदीव प्रभवात् काचित् अक्षय्या सस्यन्दते यथा तान्नद्योऽपि समायन्ते सोरुसति न निवर्तते एवं नानासमुत्थानाः कालाः संवत्सरगश्रिताः अनुशश्च महशश्च सर्वे समवयन्त्रितौ सतैः सर्वैः समाविष्टः ऊरुः सन्न निवर्तते अधिसंवत्सरं विद्यात् तदेव लक्षणे ओम शांति 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 ओमद श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदा ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुवैः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ शान्तिमन्त्रः ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ओम शांति 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 अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानंदवल्ली शांति मंत्रः ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ओम शांति 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 ओम अथ पंचमोऽनुभागः ओम विज्ञानं यज्ञं धनुदे कर्माणि धनुदेऽपि च विज्ञानं देवाः सर्वे ब्रह्मज्येष्ठमुपासते विज्ञानं ब्रह्म चेद्वेद तस्माच्चेन्न प्रमाद्यते शरीरे पाप्मनो हित्वा सर्वान् कामान् समश्नुते तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्माद् विज्ञानमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मानन्दमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य प्रियमेव शिरः मोदो दक्षिणपक्षः प्रमोद उत्तरपक्षः आनन्द आत्मा ब्रह्मपुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ओम शांति 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 Salute Parabrahma Tattva. Salutations to Shruti Mata, to all our Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishimani Guru Devata. Salutations to Ishta Devatas. Salutations to our Veda Vyasa, Vaishambhayane, Agnivalkyadi, Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas. Special salutations to our Bhashyakara Bhagavan Shri Adi Shankara. Now we are into the Taittiriya Upanishad Adhyayanam. We are into the second Brahmananda Valli Adhyayanam. In that also we are seeing the Panchakoshas. So in these Panchakoshas, by now this must be very clear. What is it? To me, the Jiva, the Annamaya Kosha is a place of stay. The Pranamaya Kosha is the energy resource. The Manomaya Kosha is the having the knowledge about the Veda mantras ityadi. It is Vijnanamaya Kosha in me, in which the meaning of the Veda mantras should be known. It is a Vijnanamaya Kosha in which the Kartrutva Abhimani Karta is there. In that Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Vijnana of the Veda mantras, both about the Dravya Yajnatmaka mantras, so too the Jnana Yajnatmaka. When we say mantra means all the things. Supposed to be. For this purpose only Vijnanamaya is given. But because the Jiva is given a freedom and his mind has got lot of its own independent powers, therefore This jiva, that means you and I, instead of using our Vijnanamaya kosha to gain the scriptural knowledge from the Guru Parampara and living life accordingly, doing the Dravya Yajnas for the outer worldly prosperities, Jnana Yajna for the moksha, this jiva is under the influence of the mind's whims fancies, not at all using intellect mainly for the Shastra Dhenam. If at all it is used only according to already preconceived notioned mind, we are living the outer life of samsara of wanting the things and beings around. This Vijnanamaya Kosha. And then this Vijnanamaya Kosha, Jiva Karta, alone at the time of Karma Phala Bhokta, he become the Anandamaya Kosha Antargata Bhokta. Generally, we all are supposed to have even Anandamaya Kosha's Ananda also, if not the Brahma Ananda. But because of not knowing exactly how to gain that Ananda, in a wrong manner, we are going only to get the dukkha in our life. And the second point, which we have discussed last 2 3 days, is this Ananda for which all of us are struggling. It is not there in Annamaya Kosha. The Ananda is not there in Bahya, Vastu and Vyakti and Paristhiti Vishesha. You understand? The Ananda is not there in the Pranamaya Kosha. Ananda doesn't belong to the Manomaya Kosha. Ananda is not there in Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya Kosha is only Vijnanam. Ananda is there in Anandamaya Kosha only. Yesterday, day before, we have exhaustively discussed. And in that Anandamaya Kosha, Ananda coming from there, where Ananda basically belongs to Brahma Swarupa only. Therefore, whose is this Ananda? It is Brahma Ananda only. Remember how wonderfully he started? Ananda Haiti Param Brahma. We have seen it. So, never forget throughout life, if you really remember this knowledge, we will never become dependent slaves for our Ananda on the things, beings around. Rather, we discover that we are the creators of our Ananda, we are the source of our Ananda. In fact, we are the Ananda Swarupa Brahma Tattva itself. That will take little time, but at least we can recognize that we are the creators of, source of our own Anandamaya Kosha Ananda also. So, neither the things and beings of the world are cause of our Ananda. They can be the transporter, they can be a means, medium. And how they are means and medium also was said yesterday, day before, so crystal clearly, thanks to our Bhagwan, Sri Adi Shankara. So, neither in things, nor in people, nor in situations, nor in Deha Annamaya, nor in Prana, nor in Mano, nor in Vijnanamaya, the Ananda is there. Ananda is there, Anandamaya Kosha. And what is Ananda? It is Brahma. And Brahma Ananda in the Anandamaya Kosha is experienced as Priya and Moda and Pramoda. And this Priya, Moda and Pramoda are the Vrithyatmaka Anandas. Means Brahma Ananda reflected, expressed when a particular conducive inner Vritti atmosphere is created. Therefore, from now onwards, only one effort ours. We create such internal vritti by which one is conducive to express the Brahma Ananda as Anandamaya Kosha. And in this also, we need not search or struggle what to do. Clearly, the four sadhanas are told to us, and like that, many other sadhanas or ways of life, when we live, then what happens? Remember it? When these things are done, the antakarana vritti is becoming conducive for the inner ananda to express. Generally, it is said as vidya and karma. Vidya means upasanas, and also the punya karma. So, as many as upasanas to the Ishvara, Paramatma, Ishtadeva, believing His presence, we do. As many as out of the way punya karmas we do. Please remember that tempts or prompts the infinite Lord or totality, or whoever may you call it, Ishvara, to send me attentive. Those things, those beings, those atmospheres, those situations which in me create such a prasanna antakarana vritti, because of which in which the inner ananda only is reflected as sukha, priya, moda, pramod. So Brahma Ananda only expresses as Anandamaya Kosha in our own inner Prasanna Tamorahita Vritti. Clear? Therefore, all our effort should be on this only. And along with that Vidya, Upasana and what do you say, the Punya Karma, same thing is said in another way as these four things and any things which are Anushangika to this, when we go on doing, that is a means for the conducive Antakarana Vritti to be created, in which the Ananda is expressed. What are the four? Tapasa, Tamognena. Throughout life, let us not forget these four things. Tapasa, Tamognena. So all the tapasyas of self-accepted, self-disciplines at the senses and mind level, by which all types of the tamoguna dravyatmakata goes away from us. That's the meaning of tapasa tamognena. Second is vidyaya. With full faith in the Paramatma's presence, Ishvara's presence, as given to us either by Vaidika Parampara or the Pauranika Parampara, doing the Vidya, doing the Upasana to that Lord. Remember? See, because of the tapasya, when the tamoguna gone away, then our holding on to Deha Adi and trying to get that tamasika sukha, which is not at all healthy, that goes away. So too, when I am doing upasanas, then my craving in the mind, agitations in the mind for the objects from my side goes away, which is giver only of the miseries. No, can we just go to a shop and pick a thing just like that? You can't. There's a dispenser person and you have to pay money to him. Same way, whatever the Indriya Vishaya Sukha we want, we cannot just grab it. There's a payment to be paid and there's a person to give. The giver, the Karma Phaladata is Paramatma, and the payment to be paid are these Punya Karmas and Upasanas. So when you give the money to that shopkeeper, with all respect duly, he will pack and give that thing. Without paying the money, if you try to take that thing, we are caught and called as a chore, and then we are dukhi. So too, without deserving, even Vishya Ananda also, if we expect, then we suffer because like a chore, because undeservingly we are taking. On the other hand, as said by Shastra here also, when the due karma we do, then the karma phaladata, with all the due respect, he gives us the phala. That's what we are seeing in all Purana Ityasa. Any of the bhaktas, whether they are devatas, manushas, gandharvadi, even rakshasa, when they are doing that vidya or upasana, please with that. Is not we always listen, हे भगत तुम्हारे भक्ति से मैं प्रसन्न हो गया हूँ अब बताओ क्या वर चाहिए. Don't we see that again and again? From that we have to learn this lesson. We can't get anything in this world by desiring. We can get everything in this world by deserving. Our focus should be only on trying to become deserved. Okay? So these are the four things told to us. One, tapasa tamognena. By doing variety of tapasyas with matured understanding, we have to remove the tamoguna aspect from all layers of our personality. Second was told was the Vidyaya. Vidya is always in the Upasana mood of the Paramatma. We already discussed in the Upasana, the Yajnas are there, the Shodosha Pujas are there, the Abhishekams are there. Understand? The Bhajanas are there, the Kirtanas are there, the Japa are there. All of them Vedic Pauranic put together, they are called as Upasana, in which the Upasya Devata is accepted as all powerful, all dispenser. Aiming at him, we ask for Sukha Shanti. Conditional also you ask, he will give conditional. But after understanding the Vedanta, we don't ask conditional happiness. We leave it to him, then he gives us happiness. No, ये बंदा मिले तो ही happiness मिलना है मुझे. This is conditional. I just want happiness. Then Bhagwan can send anybody. Through anybody you can be happy. In fact, that is a better way. Rather than putting a condition. Please remember, let us not get trapped into a conditioned happiness demanding mind. Think about it. It is subtler it is difficult it is. मतलब ऐसा होने से ही मैं खुश रहूंगा. When we condition like this, no, even other way the Lord is giving kushi or sukha, you will never be happy because conditioned mind. We will do the said upasana punya karma, then the Lord will give that deserving sukha to me. He will give it to me by taking me to Gandharva Loka or Swarga Lokadi or in the Bhuloka only, in any of the nation or in any of the situation. How does it matter? Be happy wherever you are. Outer paristhitis should not be concerned about. Inside, are you happy or not? In fact, people are happy wherever they are. But comparing others only, they imagine that the happiness is there in that. It's not so. Happiness is neither outer situation, nor object, nor things, nor beings. Already we saw. Happiness is the state of mind. The reflected happiness we are talking. That's why the state of mind is peaceful. Even a slum area of Garib also will be happy. If the state of mind is not conducive, in a multimillionaire also miserable. Arey, how come a multi-million rupees you have, millions of followers you have, so much of other name, fame you have, how can you be miserable even for a moment? Arey, what moment? I am only miserable whole day. Why? Because happiness or misery doesn't depend on outer objects or things, only it's in the condition of the mind. See, if this one thing is understood, as we said at the beginning, we will definitely be no more depending on things or beings or situations to be happy inside. This itself is the greatest achievement, breakthrough found in the delusion that the world gives me happiness. World only because means for creating a conducive vritti in me, in which my own inner ananda is expressed. Clear, very, very essential it is. We are for last 3 years of our struggle, in yesterday today's class, the Lord has given the half reward now. The half reward is no more the happinesses in the world of things, beings, etc. It's all in the condition of mind. Create that conducive mind by these inner sadhanas. Be happy all the time. The second half result will be when we truly discover even the unconditional Brahma Ananda, which doesn't depend on variety of karma upasana, depend on any of the inner vritti also. Even vritti rahita, vritti atita, antakarana rahita, antakarana atita, parabrahmana bhuti. Even that also when Bhagavan gives us, then we are blessed fully by him. Whatever the time it takes, let it. So, tapasa tamognena explained. Second, vidyaya upasanaya explained. Third one is very important, brahmacharyena. See, brahmacharya means the vrittis which are related to Brahma, the vrittis which are related to Veda, Shastra. They have intuitively or specially a power of making the mind so calm and quiet that more transparently, clearly, the inner ananda is expressed. That's why you see, whenever you do some chantings of the mantras, some of the Purana mantras or stotrams, we can see that peace prevailing inside. In a group also when it is chanted. How is it happening? Brahmacharyena means the chanting of mantras made the mind again conducive, quiet for the inner Paramatma to express. But unfortunately, because you have plenty of vasanas, plenty of desires, plenty of extrovertedness, lot of those type of habits, therefore this ananda is not enjoyed. इसलिए उनको भी निकालना पड़ता है. How do you निकालो that? Just don't attend to them, that's all. They automatically get stopped. Any of other things. Brahmacharyena, in many ways, we have discussed yesterday. Fourth one was Shraddhaya. Not Samshaya. With the Shraddha on the Paramatma, Shraddha on, the whole world is permeated by Paramatma, and Shraddha on everything and being. Shraddha in that existence of the happiness, etc. When we have, that also creates such a wonderful vritti. Okay. What was said here? Nirmalatva apadyate antakaranam yavat yavat tavat tavat vivikte prasanne antakarane ananda vishesha utkrishyate vipri bhavati. विविक्ते प्रसन्ने अंतःकरणे निर्मलत्वम आप्त्वा विविक्त निर्मल प्रसन्न अंतःकरण आनंदः उत्कृष्टः भवति विपुली भवति. Remember these two things. This is what most important. Therefore, who is giving me ananda? Are you giving me? You can never give me. Am I giving you ananda? I can never, because I myself am miserable. My own punyadi, upasanadi coming in the form of you, your arrival is creating that vritti in my mind. Therefore, in that mind's vritti, ananda reflected. And that is why, remember, if that person and object is the source of happiness, all the time it should be source of happiness. Is there anything or being in the world who is the source of happiness all the time? Impossible. Same your own child who gives you happiness one time, another time he gives so misery. What exactly happened in between? Your punya, okay, made that child of yours come to you and behave in such a way. Observing it, your mind became calm and quiet, prasanna, vivikta. In that, inner ananda expressed. In another case, we have done some papa, therefore the Lord has sent that child, because of which the antakarana vritti is made in such a way that not only the ananda is not at all reflected, but the dukkha is experienced inside. Therefore, nobody, see, that is what we have already studied in Bhagavatam. Nayam janome sukha dukkha hetuho nadevatatma graha karma kalaha manah param karanam amananti samsara chakram parivartayet yataha. भिक्षु गीत में हमने पढ़ा सेम हियर. That is Puranic way of saying, this is Vedantic way of saying. Into that, the thing came from here only. Whether it has come from Upanishad or from the Purana, it is the experience of those rishis and munis, that it is the quite calm mind where the ananda is reflected, inner ananda only. Therefore, from now onwards, don't search for sukha ananda outside. Even if we get the sukha because of some beloved things being around, understand it is the inner ananda only, experienced inside only, resulted by our own punyadi karma, upasanadi sadhana. Therefore, do more and more upasana, more and more punya karma, then the Lord will send such outer situations which create such an inner antakarana, which is nirmala and all. In that ananda vipuli bhavati utkrishyate. Okay, up to this is Ananda Atma is seen. That's a very crucial, important topic in the evolution. After this, Viveka understood, we'll have Vairagya for the world. That's how, if you do Vidya and Upasana and all Punya Karma, कुछ भी मांगने की जरूरत नहीं है. Either Bhagwan himself will send things and beings which make us happy, or irrespective of things and beings, inside always the prasanna mana is maintained, in that inner ananda is experienced. There are some people खुश मिजाज के होते हैं कि नहीं, ध्यान क्या फर्क पड़ता ब्रांड दिया, they are never miserable. सो वाट, अरे तुमको इतना पैसे नुकसान हो तो क्या, अरे हमको 10 रुपए गया तो इतना दुखी होते हैं. He has done so much punya that his mind is never ever getting agitated to not allow the happiness to get stopped. No, his mind is always in cool condition. In some houses you can see either of them, wife or husband, so terrible they are. But the opposite, if his wife or husband, they're so calm and quiet and happy. And others are surprised with such a wife. How are you able to jello? And he doesn't feel it at all. How come? Because his mind is so calm and quiet that his inner Ananda is coming, and whatever she says outside, he is not disturbed. In the other side, the husband so terrible. But the wife says, she's, oh, it's okay. Others ask her, तुम कैसे रह रहे हो इनसे इतना She says, I don't know, I'm okay. Neither in the first case he has given misery nor happiness. It is only inside. Therefore, Ananda is Swarupa Brahma. Brahma Ananda alone is expressing as the Vritti reflected Ananda. That Vritti creation depends on outer variety of situations. But those situations come in our life because of our upasanas, our punya karma. That is why we are told to go to temples and all, and en route whoever are there, go on giving annadana ityadi. So that Lord will send such situations in which the mind is calm, quieter, then the inner ananda is expressed. And remember, every jiva is seeking ananda. As a human being, we have reached to the sattva as well as chitta state. Sat is existence. We know we all exist. Chit is consciousness or knowledge. We all know we are conscious. We all know we are knowledgeable and we are gaining knowledge. What is that missing is the third one, Ananda. That is why every living being is seeking only Ananda. The Jadatmaka Sat Chiza Vastus seeking to become Chit. Okay, the Sat Chit, all living beings are seeking to be Anandi so that they become complete, because that such ananda is the nature of the essential self of all beings. So इसलिए हम उसको मांग रहे हैं, हमारा वो स्वरूप है. But in wrong place, by wrong means we are searching it. It should be discovered inside out. Bliss is not created, it is discovered because you are already that. Now, Ananda Atma, sufficiently discussed, never forget throughout life. Many other Shastras, topics, Satsangas, we have heard hundreds of them. How many of them we remember or not? It's a big question, okay. But this one, the Ananda is created or obtained by me, inside me only, as a reflection of my own Brahmananda in a conducive vritti, created because of the of things and beings. Of course, they come because of my own upasanas, my own punya karma. And that is why the arrival of Sukha Dukha is going on continuously. Through whom it is coming, it's going on changing. Is it not? Because through that particular thing or being, the mind's calmness has to be created. And in that way, our punya karmas were done earlier. In that way, our upasanas were done. Which are they exactly? We can't pinpoint. इस वेरी महायोग स्थिति में है तो वो पिन पॉइंट हो सकता है. दोनों, कौन सा पुण्य का क्या सुख मिल रहा है, कौन सा पाप का क्या दुख मिल रहा है, ओनली महायोगी स्थिति पीपल कैन को रिलेट एंड टेल. They will tell also, oh, if I am miserable, I go and ask that Mahayogi, sir, last 10 days so miserable. What is the reason? He says, 10,000 lives back, you have troubled somebody, that dukkha is coming. No? 10,000 lives back? Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, 40,000 साल पहले का भी, अल्लाह जन्म का पहले भी, you have to go through. That's what in our Mundaka Upanishad, the Amritam word is used for karma phala. कल्प कोटि शत भी हो जाए, कर्म का फल आए बिना नहीं खत्म होता हो. You understand? That was danger. That's why so many lives. That is why in this life, stop doing any of the karma, then the karma phala stops. How? Only seeking jnana ityadi. That all correlated. Now, homework for you, you think. We will now take up the fifth topic of this Anandamaya Kosha, Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. It is the essence of what is said, essence of what is going to be said, therefore the essence of what you have to catch. And also, it is a basis for the sixth Anuvaka. I have to be very attentive to understand every of the line. And all these Shankara Bhashya or Upanishad mantras, every one of them are the knowledges to be gained by us, which will be used to us at different stages of our spiritual sadhana. हर एक चीज का अभी तुरंत फायदा नहीं होता, जरूरत नहीं होता, बट उसको मैं स्टॉक में रखना पड़ता है. एट सम टाइम व्हेन ए डाउट कम्स और एनी व्हाट इज इट वांट टू सिट फॉर मेडिटेशन, उस समय ये सारा हमको हेल्प करता है. Therefore, not even one letter or particular word is waste in our Brahma Vidya and its Bhashyam. Now, what is Ananda Atma? Then Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. Okay, Tasya Premeva Shiraha, Modo Daksha Paksha, Pramoda Uttara Paksha, Ananda Atma we have seen. And this Ananda of Atma, the Brahmananda only is expressing as the Vritti Ananda. That Vritti Ananda is the Atma of the Anandamaya Kosha, from where alone the Priyam, Modaha, Pramoda Rupi, Shiraha, Dakshina Pakshaha, Uttara Paksha express, okay, depending on again the Utkrishtata or non-Utkrishtata of the Vidya, that is Upasana, as well as Punyadi Karma. Okay, depending on what we have done, the gradation is there in the Priyata, Modata and Pramodata and Ananda. याद रख लो. There were lot of punya, lot of upasanas, oh highest great happiness. Not much, तो थोड़ा ही होता है. In that way, keep it in mind. So this is what in our common language said, जो देते हो मिलता है, सबको खुश करो, सबको दान दो, धर्म दो, वो आपको दोबारा मिलता है. All these sentences are true but vague. Why vague? Because how it happens, we don't know. Now Shankara Bhagavan has told. Vivikta prasanna antakarana nirmiti me. Okay, all our punya karmas, upasanas help. Of course, through the things and beings. In that Vivikta prasanna antakarana, there is inner happiness reflected. Okay, see, that's how in some time when we are traveling, bus, train, flight, the padosi, within 3-4 मिनट इतना ट्यूनिंग होता है उस बंदे से. Then throughout the journey, through sharing the food or talking to each other, whatever, sharing ideas, mind is so calm, quiet, and you feel happy inside. How come suddenly from nowhere this fellow was there with me for those few years, co-traveling? In another case, such a terrible person will be there in the neighbor. Is it not? उसका बैठने के ढंग से लेकर, उसके खर्राटों से लेकर, everything disturbs my mind so much that it is dukkha only experience inside. Feel like sometime ये दरवाजा खोल के फ्लाइट का उसको नीचे धक्का दूं या खुद गिर जाए. Sometime, as we told yesterday, the terrible children of shouting nature and all, or youth making lot of noise and disturbance. Remember, on that particular day, 12,000 trains have traveled. In India, every day, 12,000 trains move karte hain. So, and we are in that train, in that compartment only these fellows are there, and they are also doing this nonsense. There are many other youngsters in the train, they are not doing. And these fellows can go to any compartment. No, they have got the ticket here only. Should not be there any reason? Can it be accidental? Do you imagine that? सिगरेट पी रहे हैं, दारू पी रहे हैं, साउंड लगा रहे, जोर से चिल्ला रहे, रात भर सो नहीं रहे, सोने नहीं दे रहे. Didn't it happen to us in our travels? Anytime when you go to a picnic also, all well, but your neighbor only not good. Sometime you go in a program organized by some organizations, and you are given such a roommate. सर्वनाशनम. कभी कैसा रूममेट भी निकलता है कि गहना चोरी कर लिया उसने whoever it may be, all the way you went to such a long place to get looted of your own gold ornament. कोई भी होता है. So don't doubt anybody. I'm saying if our punya papa are like that, results are like that. And all that depends on our own creation of vritti. So through this tapasata mognena, then vidyaya, brahmacharyena, shraddhaya, continuously we can maintain the nirmalata of the antakarana. In that nirmala vivikta prasanna antakarana, this ananda becomes utkrusha as well as vipuli bhavati. Keep that in mind. Now the last one is Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. Very, very, very important. Ki Like every of the Kosha Rupi, Purusha Rupi, Pakshi, there is a support called as Pratishta, which is compared with Pucha of the Pakshi. So too for the Anandamaya Purusha, Anandamaya Pakshi, what is the Pratishta called as Pucham? It is Brahma. Brahma hi Pratishta Rupi Pucha hai. Tail for the Anandamaya Kosha. So what is the Pratishta for Anandamaya Kosha? Pucham. Like for every of the Kosha, Pratishta is Pucham. And for each of the Kosha, the Pucham is different. For Anandamaya Kosha, it is Brahma himself. For the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Mahaha, the total Mahatattva was the Pucham. We have seen it. So Brahma Pucham Pratishta is a beautiful thing analyzed here. Bhagavan Shankara, देखो भाई ध्यान से सुनो. I don't know how much I'll be able to explain or not. Try करेंगे. One. एवं च in this way उत्कृष्यमाणस्य आनंदमयस्य आत्मनः. Okay, the Anandamaya Kosha, Utkrushyamana means which goes up and down, but why talk down wala? Let us talk only upper. Therefore, Utkrushyamana Anandamaya Atmana. Means the more conducive atmosphere we create, the more deeper and higher and widespread Ananda comes to us. In the Anandamaya Kosha, that is what is said. To that Anandamaya Kosha, in which because of the Vidya or Tapasya or Brahmacharya or Shraddha, because of the creation of the most Nirmala, Vivikta, Prasanna Antakarana, the Ananda is becoming Utkrushya, Ananda is becoming Vipula. Words are already used. To that Anandamaya Kosha, Anandamaya se Atmana, Paramartha Brahma Vijnana Apekshaya, Brahma Param Eva Pucham. So, the Pucham for this Anandamaya Kosha is what? Brahma only. And here the word used is what? Paramartha Brahma Vijnana. So difference between the Brahma Ananda as well as the Anandamaya Kosha. Ananda is what? The Brahma Ananda is Vijnana Apekshaya. वहाँ कोई उपासना कर्म का अपेक्षा नहीं है. You are already that, but we have to awaken to that stage. It just happens in a flash after many lives of Shravana Manana Nididhyasana and Upasana to Ishvara and Guru. Oh Guru, oh Ishvara, I am doing your Upasana every day. Give me that Brahmatmaikya Bodha. Give me that Brahmananda. Give me that Atmananda. In this way, the Jiva in me, when he goes on asking, one life it just gets flashed. What is the flash there? That Ananda Brahma is me. That's it. अब उनको कोई भी किसी वर्ड से कोई बता नहीं सकते. Therefore, the Parabrahma Ananda is विज्ञान का अपेक्षा रखता है. Vijnana means theoretically knowing and being one with that. That's it. Vijnana means उसके साथ एक रह जाना. Whereas the other Anandas, that is Anandamaya Kosha's Ananda, was it depending on Vijnana sufficient? No. It depended on Upasana Punyakarma. So Punyakarma se, Upasana se, Anandamaya Kosha's Ananda comes. Brahma Ananda is eternally Brahma Ananda. That is experienced by us only by knowing that Brahman is me. That's it. This is first point. Second point is this already existing my own Swarupa called as Brahma Ananda is the Pucham for the Anandamaya Kosha's Ananda. वो नहीं है, so Pratishtha, where will the Ananda come from? The Anandamaya Kosha? Nowhere. That's why he says, Paramartha Brahmana Vijnana Apekshaya Brahma Param Eva. Therefore, like we saw yesterday in our Yoga Darshanam also, the Vijnana in other jivas is starting from Bijavastha. Tastra Niratishayam Sarvagna Bijam. So Bijam and Gnabijam, slowly Sarvagnyam. Then Satishayam, then Niratishayam. So in the Ishvara, the Sarvagnata, Niratishaya Sthiti ko already pahunchkar hai. That's called Ishvara. The same thing said here, कि Brahma Ananda is not the Utkarsha Apakarsha Ananda like that of Anandamaya Kosha, where Punya is done so much then the conducive antakarana made utkrishta ananda kosha ananda experienced. Punya is reduced, it got reduced. पुण्य नहीं किया, उपासना नहीं किया, आनंद ही नहीं है. जैसा उत्कर्ष अपकर्ष होता है, like in moon the utkarsha apakarsha of the light happens, but in the sun is always Surya is the prakasha swarupa. In the same way, Anandamaya kosha has got utkarsha apakarsha in its ananda. Brahma ananda is not utkarsha or apakarsha, it is always same. And that is the pucham, that is a pratishtha. From that only the Vishayananda at the Antakarna level is coming. Okay. Then evam cha utkrishyamanasya. आनंदमयस्य आत्मनः परमार्थ ब्रह्म विज्ञान अपेक्षया ब्रह्म परम एव. Therefore, that is considered as pucham. है ना, घटना कम नहीं होना, हमेशा एक ही आनंद स्थिति में रहना इज ब्रह्म आनंद. एंड फ्रॉम दैट ओनली उत्कृष्ट अपकृष्ट आनंद टू विज्ञानमय आनंदमय कोश इज कमिंग. Therefore, out of these two, which is the source and which is sourced? Naturally, Brahma Ananda is source, Anandamaya Kosha is sourced. Therefore, is it right or not to say this Brahma Ananda is Pucham to the Anandamaya Kosha? Obviously. Therefore, Brahma Pucham Pratishtha explained. One thing. Now, this Brahma Swarupa is beautifully in 3-4 sentences. Bhagavan Shankara tries to explain. Try to listen that. What is it? Yat Prakrutam. So that Parabrahma, to discuss which the Upanishad has come, to tell which the Guru was sitting there, to know which the disciple has come. Yat Prakrutam, which is in the context. That is how Bhagavan Adi Shankara is reminding us that we are not here to study the padas of the Upanishad, not here to study the pada artha of the Upanishad, nor the vakyas, nor the vakyarthas. All of them are means for experiencing Brahma Tattva. Therefore, Brahma is the topic here in the Upanishad. Nothing else. We are reminded. It was said very exhaustively in the beginning कि Upanishad means Brahma Vidya only. Upani Purvasya Sadehe Dhato Visharanagati Avadana Rupasya Brahma Upanishad is Brahma. Upanishad is not Aksharas. We have already seen, no? It is just reminded once more by saying that Prakritaha Brahma means Yat Prakrutam, that which is in the context, which is the Brahma Tattva. And that Prakruta Brahma, luckily, in this Upanishad only, in this very second Valli, in the very first Anuvaka, in the very second sentence only, explained with its Sahaja Lakshana. वो ब्रह्मा जो अभी डिस्कशन में चल रहा है, वो ब्रह्मा जिसका लक्षणों को इसी वल्ली में बताया गया. So which lakshanas of the Brahma were told? Satyam, Jnanam, Ananta, Lakshanam Brahma. So that Brahma, which is in the topic, that Brahma whose lakshanas are explained as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, दो बातें हो गए. Third one what? Yasya cha pratipatyartham. For the obtaining of which, that Brahman alone, Yasya cha pratipatyartham means जिसका पाने के लिए. I think I have to start Upanishads in Hindi now. English words are not for Vedanta. It's a bhoga bhasha. जल्द से जल्द मैं शिफ्ट करूंगा हिंदी में. हिंदी इज आवर आत्मीय भाषा, और राष्ट्रीय भाषा है ना. एंड देन योर ओन पर्सनल लैंग्वेज. मैं तो कहता हूँ अपने पर्सनल मदर टंग में किसी ना किसी महात्मा से ना आप शुद्ध अद्वैत वेदांत को जरूर सुनो. आई कांट नो पंजाबी, सो आई कांट सी टॉक, बट हिंदी में कह सकते हैं हम. In the Sanskrit Bhasha alone, the Vedanta is ultimately conveyed as far as my thing goes. Second best is our own mother tongue. Third best is at least Rashtra Bhasha. Hindi provided we have pakkad on that. English is such a bhasha, कितना भी बोलो बोला ही नहीं ऐसा लगता है, क्योंकि that is very far and alien to the tattva. That is a difficulty, but still we are struggling because of common language. दक्षिण भारतीयों को हिंदी नहीं आता, इसलिए इंग्लिश में बोलना पड़ रहा है. अदरवाइज हिंदी में जब कहने का प्रयत्न करते हैं, जो संस्कृत से बहुत संबंध रखता है, तो इन विषयों का अवलोकन अच्छी तरह से होता है। तो खासकर ऐसे विषयों में वह ब्रह्मा जो अभी का विषय है, वह ब्रह्मा जिनके लक्षण सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम बताया गया, वह ब्रह्मा जिसके प्राप्ति के लिए इस पंच कोशों का विवरण हो रहा है। हाउ इजी इट इज इन हिंदी, इन इंग्लिश दैट ब्रह्मा, यू नो, सडनली व्हेन यू से दैट ब्रह्मा, इंग्लिश वाला कंफ्यूज, बट तेलुगु अपने भाषा में बोलो समझ में आता है, ही इज टेलिंग समथिंग अबाउट दैट ब्रह्मा, देयरफॉर ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग व्हाट इज ऑलरेडी सेड. So that Brahma which is in the context, that Brahma which has been told to be having these lakshanas of Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Third, that Brahma to know which Pratipatti means obtaining, means experience. To experience which Pratipatyartam Pancha Annadimayaha Koshaha Upanyasthaha. All the five koshas starting from Annamaya were lectured Upanyasthaha or explained in detail. Then the next one is important, fourth one, Yat Cha, that Parabrahma, which is Tebhyaha Abhyantaratamam Abhyantaram, very deep inside all these five koshas. Abhyantaratamam. Then next one is or be important, Yena Chate Sarve Atmavantaha. This is the toughest thing, important thing to be caught. Yena Chate Sarve Atmavanta means that Brahma, because of whom all these five koshas are existing as they are existing. Minus that Brahma, none of the pancha koshas stay. Yena Chate Atmavanta. So this is a big thought. It's the essence of entire Vedanta. That's why like that mud, because of which the pot has become Atmavan. Atmavan means a substantial individualized entity. That's what Atmavan. एक pot है, individual entity है वो, that is being separated from other pots, and it is given a value, importance and place to stay, and it has got a utility, it is respected also. All these words put together called as the pot is Atmavan. But is the pot be there without mud? Is it not? Therefore, because of the mud, the pot has become Atmavan. नहीं तो मड नहीं है तो pot है ही नहीं. Then where is the respect to pot, name to the pot, place to the pot, utilization of the pot? Do you understand it? In the same way, how much ever exhaustively we are studying the Panchakoshas. Panchakosh Atmavan hai, like the pot is Atmavan because of its material cause called as mud. So too, all the five koshas are Atmavan because of this Brahma only. Without Brahma, these Panchakoshas not exist, don't exist at all. Without the mud, the pots never exist at all. In that way. So, yat prakrutam satyajnanananda lakshanam yasya praptyartam pratipatyartam panchakosha upanyasthaha yaha sarvesham desham abhyantaratamaha, then yaha yena te sarve atmavantaha. See how Brahma Tattva is explained. Brahma Tattva is the Atma of the five koshas. Brahma Tattva is the inside five koshas. For the obtainment of Brahma Tattva only the five koshas are explained. Before that, that Brahma Tattva is explained as Satyam Jnanam Anantam. In fact, to talk about the Brahma only, this Upanishad started. So by these five things, whatever is said so far in our last 333 days, today is 333 for our Taittiriya Upanishad. 333 Taittiriya Upanishad. All 333. And we have the three Vallis also. Three people regularly attend and all that. So, 333, this Taittiriya, what we have seen in 5 words, our Bhagavan Shankara has summarized. So, Prakruta Brahma, Satyajnanananda Lakshana Brahma, to obtain which Panchakoshas are told that Brahma, and that Brahma which is inside these Panchakoshas, and that Brahma because of which these 5 koshas are Atmavan existing, discussed about. Okay, 5 things are told. Sixth one, Atmavantaha, then Tat Brahma Pucham Pratishta. That Brahma is the Pucham for this Panchama Anandamaya Kosha, and the Pucha is Pratishta, the base, the substratum, without which the edifice or the building doesn't stand. See, summarize करके ब्रह्मा यानंदमय कोश का उच्च प्रतिष्ठा इस तरह से हमको कंक्लूड कर रहे हैं. हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट दिस टॉपिक. समरी आ गया हमको. व्हाट इज ब्रह्मा, विच इज पुच्छम of आनंदमय कोश. What is Brahma, which is inside all the 5 koshas? What is Brahma, because of which these 5 koshas have their own Atmavantam? What is Brahma? It is Satyajnananda Lakshana. What is Brahma? That is the topic for which the Upanishad is being taken for study. Now, this Brahmaka Ava. So, from now onwards, introduction to the 6th Anuvaka starts. Means, introduction means preparing our minds to understand it. Listen carefully that also. Tad evacha. That Brahman alone. Listen carefully. Sarvasya. Of all. Avidya parikalpitasya. That which is projected because of ignorance. So, daitasya. The duality ka. Avasana bhutam. When all the Dvaita is transcended on the seat of meditation, that is what is reached. And that is called as Advaitam Brahma. And that is the Pratishtha Anandamaya. मतलब क्या कर रहे हैं भगवान शंकर? He is vehemently, strongly inducing into us the presence of Brahma Tattva and it to be Advaita, and it is the Avasana, means it remains, it alone remains, it is to be reached. How? By transcending all Dvaita through all sadhanas. Again we chant that one. Tadevacha, that Brahman alone, Sarvasya Vidya Parikalvidasya Dvaitasya Avasana Bhutam Advaitam Brahma. Avasana Bhuta means which remains finally when all the Dvaita is transcended. Means Dvaita can be transcended, Dvaita should be transcended. Having done so, we reach to Advaita, and that is Parakashta. Beyond that, we can't go anywhere. Okay, that Brahman alone is Advaita Brahman. That Advaita Brahma alone is Pucham for his Anandamaya Kosha. Therefore, अद्वैत है, ब्रह्म है, अद्वैत ब्रह्म है, और वो द्वैत के पर्यवसान में अनुभव में आएगा. And what is Dvaita? Simply knower and known. One more is added, the knowledge, the connection between both of them. Jnata, Gneyam is Dvaitam. And Jnanam is added, so Traitam ho jata hai. Then Gneya Vastus go on growing, then Jnanams are also growing. These are all the subsequent development of the mind's thoughts. But basically, we have studied this very exhaustively in our Mandukya Alata Shanti Prakaranam, if you remember it. So, I am the knower, the world is known. So, the Jnata Gneya Dvaita, supported by what? Something which is beyond this Dvaita. That is why I know what I know the knower in me too. Is it not? I know what I know. Like I know the tube light. So I know the tube light. I know the knower of the tube light also. So then who am I? Who is knowing the tube light which is known and who is knowing the knower of the tube light also? He is neither tube light, though others call him, nor he is the knower of it. He is a pure conscious being, and that is me. Now, that conscious me, which is one without second Advaita, instead of remaining in its identity, how come we have fallen into the identity with this one particular set of upadhis? That too among the entire cosmos and universe, which is so big, and we are lost in that. Like, there are 5,000 students in that school or college, but this boy falls in love with one useless girl. Doesn't mean that he should fall in love with all. But by फंस गया बोलते हैं, I can't live without her. What a delusion is he. And he didn't come to college for that nonsense. Nor he knows her or anything. In the same way, we getting lost in one Panchakosha identity, taking other Panchakoshas are other than us, then having Raga Desha with them, and thinking the entire world also suffered from us, continuously struggling in ignorance only. If the wisdom comes that I am that all pervading substratum Brahma, in whom all these things are projected, that is the final solution. Theoretically also, experientially also. Theoretically करोगे तो भागना बंद हो जाएगा, conviction आएगा तो. If you are theoretically convinced, we don't run behind the world to create dukkha. Please remember, moment you become extroverted toward the world, sown the seed of dukkha. That's it. Anything other than Parabrahma Paramatma, even a thought entertained, any sort, cause of dukkha. A very sensitive thought, but that is how it is. So instead of that, being in the self, being in the bliss. That's our goal. Come out of the bliss of the self, we have the blisters of the burnings in the world. ताप कहते हैं, tapana, by the way. So again we say tadevacha sarvasya avidya parikalpitasya dvaitasya avasana bhutam advaitam brahma, and that is pratishtha, for whom आनंदमय. सो आनंदमय कोश है क्या है, उसका प्रतिष्ठा कौन है, पुच्छम. दैट पुच्छ प्रतिष्ठा कौन है, ब्रह्मा. विच ब्रह्मा, सर्वस्य द्वैतस्य अवसानभूत ब्रह्म. एंड इज दैट द ओनली थिंग अबाउट द ब्रह्मा? नो, द अदर फाइव आल्सो आर देयर. And what are the five things which are said earlier? Ki there is a Brahma because of which the five koshas are having Atmavantam. This is a Brahma which is inside all the five koshas. It is a Brahma to convey which the Panchakosha Vivarana has come. It is a Brahma whose Lakshanas are told as Satyam Jnana Anantam, and it is a Brahma which is the theme of Vedanta Upanishads. That is Pratishtha. So by saying this so strongly, vehemently, Shankara Bhagavan is establishing, be attentive, the presence of Brahman. And why that establishment of presence of Brahman should be done by Bhashyakara, and in the next Anuvaka, why the disciple himself will have a question about the existence of Brahma. Answer will be there, very deep. We are going to study in the next Anuvaka. The answer is because the Brahman is not obvious like anything else. Therefore, always there is a question. And when you entertain the question or doubt, you will never pursue, so you will never get it. Therefore, from here only, Bhagavan Shankara strongly, vehemently telling us about the existence of Brahma, because Brahma ka astitva Shastra Pramana hai, Shruddha hai. Otherwise, it doesn't come into Anubhava like all other Anubhavas. Though it is also an Anubhava. But to get into the Anubhava, you have to do sadhana. To do sadhana, you have to believe that it is there. To accept that it is there, some special explanations are required, because you can't accept it like you accept other things. It is not like any vyavaharika vastu, yaad rakho. Therefore, it cannot be pointedly said that it is like that, so that the faith is created. And if the faith is not there, nobody will pursue. And if they don't pursue, never reach. So how to make them reach? By pursuing. How to make them pursue? By having faith. How to create the faith about the thing which is not there? Only by using these type of sentences. Again, that Brahma, to discuss which the Upanishad came, that Brahma whose Lakshanas are said in this very Upanishad as Satyam Jnanam Anantam, that Brahma to obtain which the Panchakosha topic has been taken up, that Brahman which is said to be inside all the five koshas, that Brahma which is said to be the one cause because of which the Panchakoshas have their own existence, Atmavantaha. And this is the Brahma where, which is avidya se janit sare dvait ka paryavasan hai. Advaita Swarupa. That Brahma is Pucham Pratishtha for this Anandamaya Kosha. By saying so much, Anandamaya Kosha se bhi aage, Anandarupa Brahma is there, that is brought to our cognition, our acceptance. And that should be our goal. For that, even you have to transcend Anandamaya Kosha also. अदरवाइज आनंदमय कोश के लिए इतना मेहनत भी क्या करो, खूब खा लो, सो जाओ, यू आर ऑलरेडी इन आनंदमय कोश. पर अच्छा खाना मिलना, अच्छा नींद मिलना, अच्छा तकिया मिलना भी पुण्य कर्म, उपासना कर. Anyway, So तदेव च सर्वस्य अविद्यापरिकल्पितस्य द्वैतस्य अवसानभूतम. You see, what is there is एकमेवाद्वयं ब्रह्म only. On that only, because of not knowing that एकमेवाद्वयं ब्रह्म, अविद्या के कारण द्वैत का परिकल्पना हुआ है. So the entire Dvaita is avidya parikalpita, for which the substratum is Tadvaita Brahma. That is a pucham for Anandamaya Kosha. So simple Vedanta is. Whenever you are seeing many or Dvaita, there must be one common substratum. When you reach to that common substratum, all the Dvaita disappears. If the Dvaita disappeared in the observance of the common substratum, at the time of seeing that Dvaita, where it must have come from? From that Advaita only. Now question next. Can the Advaita be made as Dvaita? Impossible. Then how come all this Dvaita is there then? Only Avidya Parikalpita. Because of not knowing one without second self, on him only it is projected. And for us it's Avidya Parikalpita. For Ishvara it is Maya Shakti Vilasa. And we in the under the influence of this avidya janita dvaita lost in tutu meme mayarmora toratai maya. Ishvara is maya janita, he is projecting dvaita, but he knows he alone is there in everything, therefore he is not lost in mayarmora toratai. हम माया में फंस गए, माया जनित अविद्या जनित द्वैत में. ईश्वर माया में नहीं फंसे, माया को यूज करते हैं. Yesterday we saw in our Telugu class the difference between Ishvara's projection of the world and our avidya. Even Yoga Darshan maybe we have discussed yesterday, if you remember. So what is there is Ekamevadvayam Brahma. On that, because of avidya of that Ekamevadvayam Brahma, Dvaita is projected. All the Dvaita is unreal, therefore it can end. That ending of Dvaita is called Avasana. And when it ends, something remains without ending. That is called as Advaita Brahma. That Brahma is Ucha Pratishta for Anandamaya Kosha. Okay? Ekatva Avasanatvat. Why? Because all Dvaita finally conclude in Advaita only. They have to. Ekatva Avasanatvat. Okay? That one without second cannot be rejected. Which is substratum of the both, like the knower and known. And by focusing on the knower, the known can be transcended. When the known is transcended, knower also no more remains as knower, no? Then what remains? That one Advaita Brahma, which expressed as the Dvaita of the knower and known. That's called meditation. All these become clear only when we, for years together, daily hours, do meditation, contemplation. And for that, sufficient data is required. We are in the mission of collecting the data. When the data is sufficient, collected sincerely, seriously, when we pray to the Lord, He will put us in some Himalayan caves. वहाँ बैठकर आराम से इस सिद्धांत ज्ञान को साधना के द्वारा अनुभव में लाने के लिए हम कोशिश कर सकते हैं. Anywhere it can be. It's not Himalayan caves. स्वामी जी, I live alpha caves. अभी जहाँ जहाँ नहीं जाओ, मेरे को क्या? Somewhere in your own house you can do it. When your mind is quietened and your goal is clear, your house itself is Himalayan caves. You need not go anywhere. Clear. Now last one. Asti tad ekam. Avidya kalvidasya dvaitasya avasana bhutam advaitam brahma pratishtha pucham. Therefore, strongly with his experience and the authority of the Shastra, Bhagavan Adi Shankara says, Asti. Hey, tad, that. Tad means Brahma. Tad Brahma Asti. Therefore, that Brahma is not Nasti, he is Asti only. Who is he? Ekam only. And that Ekam Brahma Asti and Avidya Kalpitasya Dvaitasya Avasana Bhutam. That Eka Brahma is the Paryavasana, the final point of reaching when Avidya Parikalpita Dvaita is dissolved on the seat of meditation or Vicharana. तो विचारणा से ध्यान से अविद्या के कारण कल्पित द्वैत को जब हम पार करते हैं तो एकमेव अद्वितीय ब्रह्म है is asti. And this is what is introduction for the next Anuvakam. असन्नेव स भवति असद्ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेत् वेद शन्तमेनं ततो विदुरिति तस्येष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य अथातोनु प्रश्नाः. For all that sixth अनुवाक, this is the beginning. नहीं तो क्या होता है ना, सारा बोलेगा, एक प्रश्न पूछो गुरु से, बस सब समझ गया गुरु महाराज, उस ब्रह्म को दिखाओ. गुरु से बेटा वो दिखाया नहीं जा सकता, देखने वाली चीज नहीं. इमेट दिस फेलो सेज, इसका मतलब क्या है, अब तक आपने ऐसे विषय के बारे में बताया, वो देख ही नहीं जा सकता. therefore it is not at all there, therefore it is nasty. Then you will never start that only. After listening all that, for years together, that's so people, students, anyone, 20-30 साल सुनकर भी वेदांत, one point because of the nastitva of the Brahma makes them go away from this spiritual path. They go back to the world which they see it as asti, taking it as real, they indulge in that only. And this discussion in the next 7-8 pages, between Guru and Shishya, Siddhanta and Purvapakshi, where very such type of good questions and answers are discussed, is worth for all of us to listen to clear some doubts. Just like now we have seen, no? Dvaita jo hai avidya kalpit hai, and that is substantially seen by us. And to this substantially seen Vidya Kalpita Dvaita, the substratum is Advaita Brahma. Unfortunately, that Advaita Brahma is not an object to be seen, it is an object to be experienced. है ना? तो आत्मा को कैसे दिखाते हो? तुम हो. कैसे बताते हो? तुम हो वो. जो दिखाया बताया जाता है वो अनात्मा है. That which is shown and talked about is anatma. All upadhis are given to us to perceive anatma, yaad rakho. And same upadhis use karte hue, if you try to see the atma, you can't see. If you see, then it becomes in the category of anatma. Therefore, by transcending upadhi with which we were seeing Dvaita, that we will experience the Advaita Brahma. This till it clicks, the disciple always feel in doubt and dilemma, he is a Brahman, there or not. That's why again and again he is saying 3 times, Advaitasya avasana bhutam Advaitam Brahma Anandamaya KOSHA Purucharupena Asti 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 hai is. Bhagavan Shankara is vehemently saying. Is it not? Like nowadays, by being honest and loyal, by being without any of the corruption, we cannot live. Therefore, kuch nahi hera feri karna hi hai. In this type of mood, people talk to each other, think in the mind. Therefore, they, even if it is not required, they become corrupt. क्योंकि ऐसा thought मन में बन गया. But the other way, this type of corrupt life becomes a sin. It gives such a naraka. Therefore, I must be honest, loyal only. In this way, when the thoughts are made or faith is created in this time of life, how much of a need comes or temptation comes, still that fellow will not go for that bribe or table ke niche wala. This is what the earlier movies were. 60s, 70s में उसूलों के लिए वो लोग जान भी देते थे. Because the faith in that time was on that. Let me die now for the lack of money rather than committing a crime to suffer in the future. And it's all faith only. Nobody went to Naraka and came and told ki Naraka hai. Nobody went to Swarga and came and told Swarga hai. For us, Upanishad only the pramanam for that. Alaukika Vishaya, Vedas, not Upanishad. Vedas are pramanam. And then Brahma Advitiya, for that Vedanta is pramanam. Nobody came and told about this Swarga Naraka. But Shruti Pramanam it is there. It has got its own reasons. Maybe some of the great people return from Swarga to tell us. But that also we have to believe only in them. That's called the Aptavakya. Big subject it is. We have seen that in Yoga Darshanam when we were talking Pramana Vichara, if you remember. Now coming to the last thought of the day. Asti avidya kalpitasya dvaitasya paryavasanabhutam atma. Okay? Asti tad ekam avidya kalpitasya dvaitasya avasanabhutam advaitam brahma. And that is what is pratishtha pucham paraname kosha tad etasmin abhyarthe. In this topic of talking about the Anandamaya Kosha also, Esha Shloka Bhavati, there is a shloka from Rigveda mantra. Rigveda. Rucha mantra is there to substantiate the presence of Anandamaya Kosha. But our goal is not any of these koshas. Our goal is Brahma only. That's why at the end of this explanation of Anandamaya Kosha, for the Brahma Tattva, Shankara Bhagavan is given such a beautiful value and importance. And from there, the Brahma Tattva Vichara takes off. So from next onwards, the discussions more about the Tattva Brahma beyond Panchakosha than Panchakosha. Panchakosha is over now. We have to work out on them to transcend in our identity from Annamaya to Prana to Mano to Vijnana to Ananda. From there, you have to try for discovering the Brahma Swarupa. This is how, first of all, theoretically, we have to become thorough, which takes some years of listening to Upanishads. Thereafter, the clarity of sadhana comes. There is no sadhana outside to be done. It is only inside through vicharana. All the wrong assumptions, notions regarding our identity, which are made so strong, they are eliminated. When all of them are eliminated through vicharana, the pure Brahman, जिसको अनुभव करने के लिए कुछ करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, उसका अनुभव आ जाता है, आ रह जाता है, आ रहता है. Now we will begin our sixth Anuvaka. We'll make a chanting now. Tomorrow we'll talk on that. उसमें फिर about Brahma Swarup and all our gurus will explain. Om Atha Shashto Anuvaka. Om Asanneva Sabhavate Asad Brahmeti Veda Cheta Asti Brahmeti Ched Veda Santamenam Tato Vidurite Tasyaisha Eva Sharira Atma यः पूर्वस्य अथातोनु प्रश्नाः उता विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति आहो विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुताहु सोकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजायेयेति सतपोदप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा इदं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तत् सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्रविशत् तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्चाभवत् निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनं च निलयनं च विज्ञानं च विज्ञानं च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यमभवत् यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. See, in this Anuvaka, after quoting Rigveda to explain Anandamaya Kosha Brahma, Anandamaya Kosha, thereafter, from that Brahma only, the entire Srishti has come, that Vidvidhana is explained. All the Upanishads talk about all these three topics, Thoda Jada. Each of them have their own way of sequence. Which is given first, second, third, we don't know. The three things are little or little more Upasana. Second is the Brahma Swarupa Chintanam. Third one is how the Srishti has come from that Brahma. भागवत में तो सृष्टि के साथ प्रलय भी बताएंगे आज से in the fourth sarga. Okay, like in this Upanishad, first Upasana is taught in the Siksha Valli Upasana. Then the Brahma Jnana is given to us, telling it is beyond Panchakoshas. Now, the Srishti, how it has come from Brahma, that is being explained. In Mundaka Upanishad, which our Telugu people are studying, there Guru Shishya Parampara Mahima is told and Parapara Vidya is touched. Then straight away, Akshara Prabrahmas Lakshanas are explained. From him, how the Srishti has come, in the beginning only told. Then they talk about the Vidya called as Upasana in the second Khanda of the Prathama Mundaka, which we are going to see from tomorrow. तो कितने टेक्सेस चल रहे हैं मेरे को तो कोई याद होता नहीं, आप तो सब याद रखते हो कौन से में क्या चल रहा है. वी मस्ट नो. भागवतम दशम स्कंध, उद्धव जी स्पीकिंग. द्वादश स्कंध, Parikshit Shuka Samvada coming to an end. Now Srishti, Pralaya will be spoken 4 times. In Adhyatma Ramayana we are seeing Sugriv ji is doing Stuti of Rama and all. In our Mundaka Upanishad, The Prathama Khanda is concluding in Gita, 6th chapter, 24, 25, 26 slokas. And our Taittiriyam, Brahmananda Valli, Panchamanuvaka, Anandamaya Kosha, Mimamsa. All that. See, only when we keep ourselves busy this way, no, the what do you say, the outer new things doesn't enter us. Inner vasanas also somehow they get purgated outside. More than these two benefits, the higher benefit is we are empowering ourselves with Shastra Jnana, which talks about Mukti through Atmanubhuti. इससे बढ़कर और क्या है बताओ. So you have chanted it. Tomorrow we'll see the sixth Anuvaka. Thank you. Sarvam Paramatma Arpanamastu. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om 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 Om. Never conclude about yourself that I have not understood, therefore I will not do the continuation of Shastra. Also, don't conclude regarding Shastras that they are very heavy, impossible to understand. Also, don't conclude about Brahma Tattva, ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं, बेकार में टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा. It is better to go for the tangible, substantial things of the world as we were doing earlier usually through karma and karma phala. No, let us protect ourselves at all these three levels carefully. Don't underestimate yourself. If not today, tomorrow it will be understood. Don't underestimate Shastra. Why will it speak lies? It will talk only about the Brahma Tattva. It is there, that Paramatma Tattva is there. And why should we doubt when we continuously pursue understanding, practice, experience? To every genuine seeker has come earlier, it will come to us also. You know, like all the medicines, experimented bechare on those guinea pigs and mice for a long time. Then some human beings. Thereafter, only with all the results, etc., well accepted, well proved that the medicine is given permission for administering into the patients. So too is Brahma Vidya. It's tried and tested and well proven. And if at all medicine doesn't work, it is patient who is not responding to it. In the same way, if Brahma Vidya is not understood, digested, tried and experienced, I, the Brahma Vidya, nahi janne wala samsara patient, I am not fit for it. So become fit. So may we that way seek a grace of Guru God and Shruti Mata. Day by day, our clarity of understanding grows, our conviction grows, and we take initiative to be on this path of Dhyana Adi, so that what theoretically we understood, practically also we do in this particular Upanishad, that is the Panchakosha understanding and each of the subtle kosha identity, finally going beyond even Anandamaya Kosha to discover Ananda Brahma. May the Lord bless us. Thank you, friends.